It looks like there might be some behind the scenes deal if Musk talking about buying Twitter again is coinciding with Musk talking to mass murderer Vladimir Putin and using actual Kremlin talking points about the war in Ukraine, big projecting Putin's negotiation. Remember, Putin is losing the war in Ukraine, not just losing, but losing badly, and it's humiliating. And the humiliation keeps compounding, as we see with Russians flooding to leave the country, even pro-war Russians, instead of being fed into Putin's genocidal meat grinder, where they're sure to die, where the conditions are abysmal, where Russian corruption is so rampant that these Russian soldiers don't have uniforms or don't have the equipment they need to survive the winter because, all the money is being gobbled up along the chain of command. So what I'm telling you is that there's no chance in hell for Russia to turn this war around. It's just going to be a big drain on the entire country. It's going to destabilize the entire country. It's disastrous. It's suicidal. That's why some people in the know, experts, were skeptical about U.S. intelligence because they're like, really? Russia would really commit suicide that way? Yes, that's what's happening. And so the way out of it is for Putin to save face, and he looks like he's going through Elon Musk to do it by saying, I want to start negotiations. Let me keep Crimea. Let me keep Donbass. We can do sham elections in those places overseen by the UN, and Ukraine has neutrality, and so on and so on. The problem with this so-called peace deal is that Russia is going to use it to buy time and regroup because they desperately need to buy time and regroup because they're losing.
They have an advantage in just spooking people and getting people to preemptively surrender, what is a form of public discourse in a very useful way to counter propaganda. And the other thing I wonder about is that Twitter has already been altered algorithmically. Like, we have seen this for, at least 2 years, really more like 4 years. We've seen shadow banning. A lot of people have been reporting, and this is before Musk is taking control, that they have a bunch of MAGA people and hardcore right-wingers showing up in their timeline. I have people I don't follow showing up in my timeline. It's not that group. It's like the Lincoln Project and a lot of the Democratic sort of scam packs. I don't follow them. They show up, whereas people who I do follow, in particular, experts on fascism, experts on militancy movements, people I'm friends with, lots of people we've had on the show. I mean, this is actually a real commonality. If you've been a guest on Gaslit Nation, you've basically disappeared from my timeline. I have to go and seek you out voluntarily because the things you post don't show up for me. And every day I get emails and tweets saying, I can't see you anymore. I have to find you manually. I have to look you up. So I feel like something is already being done. And Musk isn't exactly like the straw man because he is an actual threat. He is actually going to wield influence, and he is, as we found out today, confirmed to be connected to the Kremlin and reciting their talking points. But I think there's a bigger operation behind it, and we need to not cede the ground. Like, if this is an information war, we don't cede the territory, at least preemptively. I want to stick around and I want to see what happens, because it also gives us some insight on how this war is being fought.